What is going on, guys? It is your boy X Chaos Gaming here, bringing you guys a video. I apologize, I've not been uploading that much. I've just been kind of struggling to come up with topics. I'm getting kind of old, I'm not really tired of Call of Duty, but I don't want to make the same kind of videos every single video. So I thought I'd switch it up, bringing you guys my top 5 podcasts that I listen to on a weekly basis. And before I get into the top 5 podcasts, I had a question for you guys. I'm thinking about starting a podcast, and I don't know if it's a good idea or not, so leave a comment down below if you think I should start a podcast, and if you want to be a co-host. I'm looking for maybe 2 to 3 people to do it. All you have to do is just comment down below or inbox me on Twitter, and it may be like once a week, once every 2 weeks, some shit like that. So I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it, but I'm definitely interested in maybe doing a podcast talking about gaming, news, maybe a little politics here and there. Not really politics, but just funny stories, life stories, anything that we can just talk about, relate to, all that good stuff. So yeah, definitely leave a comment down below if you think that's a good idea, or if you want to be on it, and maybe we'll go ahead and make it happen, and we'll definitely have any co-host that's on the podcast. If I make one, we'll definitely have a link down in the description. So let's go ahead and get right into the podcast that I listen to. Number 1, the podcast show featuring White Boy 7th Street, Wings and Redemption, Eddie the Chump, and Jive Turkey. Really cool YouTubers. You learn a lot. They talk a lot about making YouTube videos, about streaming, about gaming, life stories, news, politics, cop shootings. They talk about a lot of different things. Really entertaining people. And everybody knows who White Boy 7th Street is, so it's on his channel. I'm going to have all the links down below for all the podcasts that I listen to down in the description if you want to check them out. And I strongly do recommend you check them out if you are looking for some podcasts. So that's my number 1 podcast that I listen to. They stream it on Twitch every Friday, and it's uploaded to Wings and White Boy's channel on Saturday. So that's the number 1 podcast. Number 2, we got Joe Rogan's podcast. Really cool guy. He's like an MMA announcer. His full-time job is just to interview fucking famous people on his podcast here on YouTube. And I learned a lot of stuff off the Joe Rogan podcast. So if you're looking for like an interesting podcast, want to learn a lot about different things, I would definitely recommend the Joe Rogan podcast. Number 3, we got Triggered. The name itself is like very controversial. They got Keemstar on it, Frito, the Schwantz, Eddie the Chump, and they sometimes have like celebrity or YouTube guests, and it's really entertaining. They talk about controversial stuff, YouTube drama. Keemstar's on it, so obviously they talk about drama and gaming and the gaming community, different shit like that, Call of Duty, and Keemstar's on it. Like, I know a lot of people don't really like Keemstar. Some people like him. I'm not going to say if I like him or not, but you cannot deny the fact that he is entertaining as hell. And he's just funny. The shit that he says sometimes is like so far out there that it's just funny. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you check out that podcast. I'll have the link in the description. And then we got GMG Show, Grown Man Gaming Podcast. They talk about new games that are coming out, games that are already out, if a game is trash or not. They talk about the developers, how games make money. I really learned a lot about the gaming industry on the GMG show. So if you're interested in that, definitely go ahead and check that out. It's hosted by X Chase Money, and he has his friends. He has 3MG Live, Abel Green, some cool YouTubers, man. They talk about gaming and all things gaming on that podcast. Really chill people, so definitely got to check that out. And the last podcast that I listen to is the Bill Burr Monday Morning Podcast. He's my favorite comedian. If you have not seen his special on Netflix, you are missing out. He is funnier than Kevin Hart. He's just a funny ass dude. So I would definitely recommend checking out his Monday Morning Podcast. He's a really funny guy and definitely worth listening to if you're looking for funny podcast. So yeah, those are my top 5 podcasts. Like I said, they are going to be down in the description down below. Leave a comment if you think we should start a podcast show, or if you want to be a co-host. We'll definitely go ahead and see. and get some shit started. That'd be really dope. I really enjoy podcasts. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a comment down below and like the video and subscribe if you are new. I am your boy X Chaos Gaming here. I'm out. See you guys.
5 seconds to go. Bomb defusing device is disabled.
Nice work.
Diffuser disabled.